welcome everybody. Thank you for being on the live here. And I will explain to you what's called the 888 HQZ healing method. And the method is slightly different from the normal healing method. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in and ask. So it's different than in the sense that it um, doesn't start with healing the other. It starts with healing yourself. And having said that, there are five bases which make up this healing technique. And the first one is we are all one. And it's something that's been said a lot. And it's something that if you give that some real thought, it goes very, very deep. Because if we are all one and we are all interconnected, then everything that happens in the world is part of us. And the next one is that of myself, I can do nothing. And a lot of people have not so nice feelings about that. So I also like to rephrase this in the sense of saying divine knows better. Divine knows best. And then the third one is that feelings are a very powerful instrument. Most of the time we use the mind, yet using your feelings can be very profound in healing. And the next one is nothing happens without my consent. Everything happens because there is a consent. And that combined with we are all one means that if I take out my consent, then the situation has to change. It cannot be any different. And okay, so the name is 888 HQZ, and the 888 stands for, at least for me, as the signature of Christ. So the last basis is we all want to grow to this Christ consciousness, which is unconditional love, being completely open to anything and anybody without any judgment. The HQZ is healing from quantum zero, what science is now talking about, the black matter, and we don't know when we're missing some 96% of the universe. Well, that's where this infinite intelligence is, and that's what you connect with when you do this healing method. So how did I come to this? How did I come to this this healing method? And I have to sometimes I have to check Facebook. It's my first live, so I have no clue how to work this. And but anyways, at the end of 2018, I was in a place where I thought, what can I do? I see this world, and I love to contribute to a world of love and peace, because that's where I really that's what I dream of every day. This world where everybody's welcome, everybody's loved, where we have joy, where we have abundance for everybody. How can I contribute? And as with the universe, if you ask a question, you get an answer. And so it started with somebody who said, did you read this book that I gave you? No, forgot about it. And so I read it, and there's this beautiful story. It's an old Hawaiian tradition, and it's about a psychiatrist. It's not quite clear if he knew about their different stories, going around. There's a story that he knew about it. There was a story that he was Hawaiian. There was a story that he found it while he was there. But in this maximum security prison, there's um, a psychiatrist coming every 3 months, and they just come because they think they're going to do something. But the inmates are so violent and they're so self-absorbed that you cannot do anything. So the normal procedure is that after 3 months, somebody leaves and the next one comes in. And that's just the way it is. And the guards walk with their backs to the walls so that they cannot be stabbed. And even the story is that the paint would not stick on the walls because the energy there was so deep, dark. And so this psychiatrist goes there, and what he does is, at the moment that he was supposed to see an inmate, he opens the file and he simply reads about the person, and he applies this process. The process consists of 4 very easy words, of 4 easy sentences, and they are, "I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you." And after 3 years, the maximum security prison is closed because there are no inmates anymore. Wow. The whole institute has just been transformed into a place of love and acceptance. And as I read that, I thought, wow, this is amazing. So I started to investigate, and I got into all kinds of, oh no, you're not supposed to do this. This is, it's ours. No, it's not ours. No, I have the real version. No, it's not, you have to do it differently. And I was about to just, dump it. And I thought, no. If this is true, that this guy, with his intention, can transform the maximum security prison into a place of love, this must be able, if more people will do this, we can transform the world. So I sat down and I introduced the knowledge that I had from different things that I did and made it into this process, which is called 888 HQZ. And so the process consists of 8 steps. Everything that is in this process is 8. I just love the 8, the infinity sign. And so there are 8 steps. And the first step is meditation. And meditation within silence. Right? It's not about, it's about connecting to this field of silence, because that's where the real knowledge is. So in the meditation, there is no music, there's no words, there's an introduction, and then it's silence. And there's a method to connect to this silence. And then the next step is to ask, what is the situation telling about me? Right? So somebody comes to you, or you sit to do a healing on somebody or something. And the first question is then to ask, what does it say about me? And when I was preparing this presentation, I thought, let's talk about Corona, right? It's a big issue. So, okay, if I were to sit and do some healing on Corona, then the question would be, okay, what does it say about me? If I reflect on Corona, and what I came up with was, how deeply do I trust my own immune system? Can I really 100% trust it? Okay, that's a good question. So, and then the next step, that's a third step. The third step is to connect with your feelings. If I have this, okay, so what, how do I, how much do I trust my own immune system? And there are thoughts coming, or images coming to me of me having a tonsil. This is where my English becomes difficult. Now there are terms, but my tonsils were very thick. I couldn't swallow, and I really wanted to heal on my own, and it just didn't work. So that would be one situation that I would connect with and feel my disappointment there, and whatever comes up and whatever feelings comes up is good. So, but really diving into this feeling is where you connect to the source. Just for you, it's your connection with source. And then the next step is to start with two sentences, and they are, I'm sorry, forgive me. And I'm sorry is about remorse. And remorse is one of the hardest thing for the ego to do. To really go to somebody and say, I'm sorry. From the bottom of your heart, say, I'm sorry. And in a lot of spiritual, people who are into spirituality, they say, no, I don't have to say sorry, right? Because everything has its order. Everything is meant to be. So that, but then you step out of the experience, and having the ego say, I'm sorry I wrecked your car. I'm really sorry. Right? I should have paid more. I should have paid more attention. I should not have done that. And I'm really sorry. That does something into your whole system. And so saying I'm sorry is saying sorry to yourself for not trusting in this example, for not trusting your immune system for 100%. It's saying I'm sorry to the universe. You created me into this perfect being, and I'm saying no. I'm just afraid. I'm just this. I'm just that, and I'm also sorry because with my fear, I'm also keeping other people into the same fear. So it's I'm sorry, and it's really feeling this I'm sorry, and it's a heavy feeling. And first, please forgive me. I removed the please. It's forgive me, and forgiveness is something that's also largely understood, because there are, in my view, there are three ways to see forgiveness. And the first one is to make yourself big and say, I forgive you. Right? Like it's a big present, and I'm giving you this present, right? And that's where you make yourself big. And the other one is to turn it around and make yourself small. Say, please forgive. Please. I'm not worthy of your good energy, and please forgive me. And but there's also the last one is the forgiveness of seeing, okay, so this happened, right? This is where we met, and we had the experience, and there's a lesson in that. And if I can really feel that forgiveness, that's when things start to change. And this part of the process is really going down deep into your feelings. So when you do this, you would also bow down, lower your shoulders, lower your head, and really feel, okay, this is not nice. And again, back to the example, COVID and what it's doing to the world is not nice at this point. And then comes the lighter part, and that's thank you. I love you. And thank you is about gratefulness, about being grateful for everything. It's also about um, the opportunity that's giving us here to grow, to maybe trust our own defense, our own immune system better, to have more trust. Thank you. It's also, if you're doing this for a person or a situation that you have with a person, it's thank you to the other person. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. And it's thank you to the world, to the universe. So this makes it a lot lighter. And I love you. And I love you is about the unconditional love, and it's about the love that the universe has for you, and the love you have for the universe, for the other person, for the situation. And if you have done that, and you feel the lightness coming up, then there's the last step, the 8th step, and that's handing it all over to the universe. As we started with saying, of myself I can do nothing. The divine knows best. So then I hand it over. It's just, okay, it's all out of my hands. I don't know. If this situation has to be prolonged for a long time, so be it. If the situation can be solved in a split second, so be it. And that's where you hand it over. And this process can be used anywhere, in any situation, at any time. Because if you know this this process, you know, even if somebody irritates you, if you see something on television that triggers you, you can just say, I'm sorry, forgive me. I'm sorry, forgive me. I'm sorry, forgive me. Thank you, I love you. And just let it go. And so I've done this with, taught this to a couple of people who are now using it, and the results are indeed amazing. And so so far the explanation. Is there? Do you have questions so far?
I don't have any questions. It makes perfect sense to me.
Okay, well, thank you.
I think I may have missed one of the steps. I have 1, 2, 3.
Well,
the last I have is connect with feelings.
So it's 1 is meditation, 2 is what it's about me, 3 is feeling, 4 and 5 are remorse and forgiveness,
Okay.
and then 6 and 7 are love and thankfulness,
Okay.
and then 8 is the handing over.
Thank you.
And
I had them. I just didn't have the numbers. Thank you.
no, okay. So that's good.
I do have a question, if that's okay.
Sure. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, like, because one of the things like my clients and even I wonder about is like time. You know, like how long is it? You know, how long is this going to take? When am I going to get the? Would you say that each experience and everyone with this practice is there a time limit or just to let it be?
There's no way that you can have any influence on the time, because it's not up to us to um, to 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 to, um, for the solution to evolve. Yet, if you take out your intention, and if you take out your support of a situation of where you have constant conflict, and you take out your intention with this process, you know, it's like amazing. Next week, or maybe even next day, somebody calls you. Yeah, you know, been a long time, and I thought I'll give you a call. Or you bump into somebody, or because that's the way it works. Right? And I believe that the more you want to have it now, the less you are handing it over. And by that, you are prolonging the, the manifestation of what is the solution.
Yeah.
Yes?
That makes perfect sense to me. I just was, wondering what your feelings and
Mhm.
experiences was, that just in case, I guess I needed validation, and just in case anybody else was wondering.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. That's good.
Okay.
Okay. So, well, this is the idea of the of the method, and as you can imagine, there is a lot that can be taught about this, and so I do have a 1 day's training on this. If I would do it in America, it would probably be a 2.5 days training, as I live in Europe. So as you can see, the light is dimming here, and so then would probably clip it in two pieces, if that would work. And so if anybody is interested, just give me a holler or look at the website, and it will be on there.